and away off the line in 2.49 seconds. So we've got no shortage of four-wheel drive supercars to do battle here, but having said that, the next man to the line, Jonathan Williamson, with the Porsche Carrera, of course, but he does have the advantage of the engine over the wheels as far as getting off the start line and getting out of those two hairpins. 20.86 for Richard
He's with me now. He's turning it in, big backfire, inside wheel lift, just die up, Castle Straight. What time he gets over the finish?
42.62.
Wonderful.
So that's the opening time. The target stepped it off the line in 2.49 seconds. Jonathan Williamson, 3 times Association Southwestern Motor Club's Hillclimb champion, has launched in 2.3, so he's taken 1900ths of a second off of the four-wheel drive machine. He's now coming out of the sunshine of the straight across Wiss into the gate, into the S's, 20.77, so still has an advantage over Williamson.
Yeah, Jonathan using the curb, going the wide line around Sawbench. Very experienced competitor, knows the way around the corner, knows not to tuck it in too tight because it just makes the car unstable. So beyond the brakes now and into Martini. 42.84.
Into second place. 42.62 Richard Hampstead, 42.84 for Jonathan Williamson. From one Porsche to another, this time the 3.8 RSR of Paul Howells, qualified on 42.38, leaves the line in 2.41, so not on the pace of Williamson, but a tad faster than the Subaru of Hampstead. Through the gate and into the S's, and it's 20.79.
Yes, he's
I think we've lost you, Dave. And over the finish line in 42.47.
42.47, yeah.
So Porsche, the third Porsche being in the hands of Rod Isles, former British sprint champion, and he took his four-wheel drive turbo off the line in 2.67 seconds, so not as fast as Williamson and Howells away from the line, but the prodigious power is pushing him on up through the S's in 20.88.
Yeah, taking a lot of curb on his way as he gets towards us here at Sawbench. Again, around the middle of the, straight up the Castle Straight. Very, very quiet, very deceptive.
42.31 for Rod Isles then. So he's the fastest of the Porsches and fastest of all four challengers so far. In fact, 42.31. As across the parkland goes the 1275 GT in the hands of Paul Talbot, qualified on 42.28, away off the line in 2.94, which for a front-wheel drive machine is good. 20.61 in the S's.
Yeah, locked it up on his way in, lift the back wheel, gets the power down. Really, really tidy little run, that.
So Rod Isles still rules the roost as Talbot's over the line in 42.62. So that actually is the same time as Richard Hampstead, 42.62, but 42.31 still the target. Talbot in fourth place ahead of Jonathan Williamson, and now Stephen Moore with the Mitsubishi, the Evo, away from the line in 2.35 seconds. So that's our second fastest launch, only surpassed by Jonathan Williamson. 20.47 is the benchmark at the S's.
And banging on the overrun up here. Back wheel in the...
So it's a 41 dead at the top for...
he looked quite committed to us.
So 41.64 in fact, as Roger Moran is away off the line. So Stephen Moore now at the head of the table, demoting the Porsches of Rodney Isles and Paul Howells down to second and third. Richard Hampstead with the Subaru ahead of Paul Talbot and Jonathan Williamson. Moran then 2.32 off the line and 19.35 in the S's.
Oh, bags of data under the back wheel, very close to the curve this side, banging the overrun as he goes up Castle Straight. Very spectacular.
On the brakes through the hairpin, and our first sub 40 second time, so 39.60 for Roger Moran. So he goes to the head of the order. Moran, Moore, Isles, Howells, Hampstead, Talbot and Williamson. Next to run, Stephen Darley with the Impreza, the Red Baron as it's affectionately known. Room to have about 700 brake horsepower to play with. Qualified on 40.21. We're getting now to possibly the exciting part of the class, our fastest three qualifiers. Darley, Bainbridge and Bradley. The Subaru held briefly on the start line.
Yeah, I think there might be a little hold because pheasant in the path of Roger.
Ah, right, okay. I don't know whether there's anything you could do, David, breaking up a bit again. And the SBR Chronos coming down.
I tried changing position.
Okay. Joining the fray. And Damien Bradley with the Pikes Peak Legacy also coming down towards the tyre warming area. So once we've got those little pheasanty jobs rounded up and herded off,
is that any clearer, Jeff?
Ah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep talking. No, gone.
Yeah.
No, we missed all that. Sorry.
You didn't miss much, I can assure you. I'm getting further and further up into the trees, you realise?
Yeah.
I now stand on a tree stump.
It seems to be fine and then disappears. Ah, green light for Darley and away. Steps it away off the line in 2.38 seconds. So that's 600th down on Moran, who is our fastest contestant in the AET Turbos Tintop Challenge runoffs at the moment of 39.60. It's a 19.03 at the S's, our fastest time so far at that point. Along Castle Straight, making his way up into the braking area for Martini and around in 38.88. So a new leader in the form of Stephen Darley with the Impreza as the Audi powered Chronos is on the start line. The SBR of Simon Bainbridge, 4.2 litre turbo, just trickling away from the start line in 2.62 seconds. And now using that power to good effect across the parkland over Bunny's Leap, making good arc through the right-hander at the gate into the S's, and on 19.07.
Looking well up here, turns it in, big car using the to get around, but he's around on his way to Martini.
Smooth line under braking for Martini, and 39.35 for the large SBR Kronos. 39.35. Yesterday's victor Damian Bradley finished on a climb of 38.21 yesterday. Qualified today on 38.63. Green light showing, so Bradley can make his start in his own time. Construction is his business, family concern in Purley near London, and Bradley steps it off the line in 2.22 seconds, so that's the fastest launch, and he's swiftly through the lower part of the S's in 18.21. So 18.21 out of the S's, and now smoothly around Saw Bench as he makes his way along that critical part, which is Castle Straight. And now looking to negotiate the left-hand hairpin, which he achieves on a time of 44.80.
Yes, I think he backed off. I'm up opposite my. No. I think he backed off on Castle Straight there, Jeff.
So perhaps he had some warnings on the dash.
He could well have done. I mean, he definitely wasn't. He came around Saw Bench and he put the power down, but he definitely wasn't keeping it down all the way up there. So I'm not sure why.
Okay, so AET Tintop Turbos Challenge runoff. Stephen Darley taking the win on 38.88 and maximum points, ahead of Simon Bainbridge, making up for his disappointment yesterday. Roger Moran in third. Stephen Moore finishes fourth, ahead of Rod Isles and Paul Howells with the RSR.